Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Gunpla Gamer here. Thank you all for coming back in. Going to be checking out and reacting to something quite controversial, but something I definitely like to talk about and am concerned about. Definitely involving, the whole trans and LGBT community, although it's mostly the T that I'm concerned about. But it's been quite busy in terms of news and just drama and everything going on. Um, just as a reminder, I'm going to be uploading videos every weekend. So once a week, it's usually going to be, either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, whichever day I can get around. So if you guys like to see my reacts to Asmon, please make sure to like, subscribe, follow, do all that good stuff. Helps the channel push the algorithm, gets more of our good stuff going through YouTube and getting the message out there. But yeah, without further ado, let's see what this insanity is all about.
Hi, I'm Sandy. My pronouns are she, her. I am here representing for Mammies for Trans Rights today. We have just come into the park and we're very hot and sweaty and tired.
I can't take it seriously anytime I see anything like this.
Any of these movements. Full of joy for our trans kids. So our group is about stepping out for standing up for our
trans kids don't exist.
Because the political landscape is heinous. And we our two co-founders, neither of whom are here today, unfortunately, Claire and Karen, they decided that they needed to do something. And so
Ridiculous.
We all formed, and year on year, month on month, there's more and more of us coming together across Ireland.
I don't know why.
In all of the Pride marches and protests this summer. We're nearly in every one of them. So we're going around spreading love, spreading the joy of being parents who can love and stand up for our kids.
No.
And do your members have trans kids?
Some do, some don't. So some are allies. Some people don't have children at all. So to be a Mammies for Trans Rights and participate in this group is about loving all of our kids and giving all of our children, wherever you're from and whatever you look like and whatever your gender and your identity.
Except, trans kids are fake. You're grooming. You are indoctrinating them because you want social points. It doesn't exist, and you're all mentally ill. But it's ridiculous because the whole trans community is just like violent, mentally ill psychopaths. I mean, you just saw that like psychopath that was the dude with the blue hair that freaked out on the cop because he called him he called him a him, which he is biologically, but he identified as a woman and freaking went nuts. And like this is the entire community, like as a whole. They're just all psychos. They're violent. They want to kill you if you don't agree with them. And it's like I don't understand how people could even like support this community and these causes, like these retards that go out and form these like protests. Like there's no such thing as a trans kid. Like these kids don't have the ability to make those choices on their own. Like these parents are making these choices for them because they're retarded, they're mentally ill. Like they want to have trans kids as like this social trophy. Like it's not because the kid actually wants to, you know, uh transition or feels like they don't belong in the right body. It's like these parents are just doing it and convincing them otherwise. And like the teachers and the lawmakers and the people in power that are like indoctrinating and grooming, it's like disgusting. Like it makes me sick. I can't wait till this whole like retarded Democrat like identity politic nonsense is just like dead. Like I can't wait.
Identity and sexuality
Holy shit.
that is all of our kids. So you don't actually have to be a parent at all to be participating, and we have loads of people who aren't. So we've got the baddies, we got the moms, the uncles.
The kid is running around with the oppression flag on. Oh
the
my
grands,
god.
the dads, the nibblings,
Absolute
the siblings.
Jesus.
All of these people.
And can I ask you what you think of the puberty blocker trial over in the UK?
Like this kid right here, you just look at him. You could tell he's mentally ill. He's walking around with a flag, like got his face painted like all retarded. Like he's probably insane. He's probably online being violent and trying to dox people and trying to hurt people. Like most of these people are not sane because it's a mental illness. Like it's just like I like personally like I think body dysmorphia. It's like, you have like something wrong in your head where you think that your body is something that it's not. Like you think that you're fat when you're skinny, or maybe you're like fatter than you should be or whatever. It's like the same situation. You instead of thinking you're fat when you're skinny, you're thinking you're a male while you're a female. Like it's a mental illness. There's a mental imbalance. But since like the culture around society these days and like being a Democrat is that like you can't say anything is wrong with being trans, or you can't actually prove that it's a mental illness. Like it's not popular to say things like that. Like you'll actually get doxxed and canceled if you say anything negative about that community. But really, like once that becomes unpopular, and it's already starting to become that way, like you already see how like there's less pride in trans things now because people are finally starting to realize that like this whole party is just like communist terrorists and just violent. So it's like not even a legitimate movement. It's just like a bunch of mental people that got together and are trying to like have protests.
At the minute, there's a lot of pushback against it.
I think it's a really difficult conversation. I think they give puberty blockers to kids who are having
How is this allowed?
Early puberty anyway.
Just like I said.
I don't know why it's different when it's a trans person.
Yeah.
We allow it because it's cool.
I think if this is a mechanism that's going to keep
the
a kid
popular
alive
thing
rather
now.
than not, as an intervention.
Let me change my gender or I'm going to kill myself.
Pretty much. That's how these people work.
Right.
They're crazy.
Yeah, that's called a mental disorder.
Yep.
Yeah, if you want to kill yourself as a kid, you need to be committed to a mental institution.
Yep. It's because they're all indoctrinated.
Why wouldn't we do that when we do that to another 8-year-old
They're groomed
who's having early
into
puberty?
like feeling that's the only way.
From, right?
Yeah.
So why wouldn't that be different?
Oh my
I
god.
think it is quite different. Like if in the CAS report it says that puberty blockers are likely to cause things like osteoporosis within young children and
the CAS report has been debunked by many scientists at this point. So I don't think
there's a lot of things that have been debunked, but you guys are delusional. You think it's been debunked, but it's not.
I think we need to do Irish research for our Irish.
See,
you have to do
I
specific
think
Irish
these
research.
People make an appeal to a like an authority, like it's been debunked.
Yeah.
I wish that
That's
they
not
would
even
ask
true.
follow-up questions like, well, what if it did cause these things? Like, would you still support it?
Of course they
and
would.
the answer actually for all of these people that they'll meander around it, but the answer is actually yes. So while they do try to use the authority as a justification, they don't require a justification. They would do it anyway.
They'll do it anyway because it makes them
Community
feel
and for
good.
all of our people who
They'd
live here.
still say yes.
I think there
It's all
is a
about
fair
feelings.
amount of research available and people doing research in this country that we can look to the best models of healthcare. So, for instance, I know people who are going to Iceland to look at their model of healthcare just because they're our neighbouring country.
Isn't Iceland subsidized by Denmark?
No, it's Greenland.
Iceland's massively subsidized by Denmark.
It's
have a
Greenland.
model of healthcare that is failing significantly the trans community. I don't think that's the
Because
place
the
to look.
trans
And I don't think we
community
need
is
to
not
import that.
real.
It's Greenland? Oh, sorry. No, you're right. That is Greenland. Excuse me.
It's not real. It's
Because
made
we're
up
honest.
from
Prior
American
to the CAS report,
psychotic
there was countries like Sweden
politics.
stopped prescribing puberty blockers to children because they seen it was doing a lot of damage. What do you make of that?
Yes.
Isn't it crazy that Leif Erikson actually, wasn't he the one that named it? 700 years later, he's still getting people. He's still getting them. That's crazy.
I just know, like,
Sure.
from all the stuff
I mean,
that
I'm
Trump
not a
was saying
scientist or a
about
medical person. I'm a
Greenmark
parent.
and Denmark,
And
that
like,
they're tied together.
My job as
Wrong.
a parent is to advocate for my child's safety and life.
Got
and
him.
if puberty blockers
Iceland's
might lead
so
to
country, it is.
osteoporosis down the line versus a dead child really soon, I know where I'm going to go.
There's also another study that shows that
Well, the thing is like, you're not actually allowing your child to choose. You're forcing it upon your child. It's like, you shouldn't be even bringing the idea up until the kid is at least like 12, 13 years old, like a teenager where he starts hitting puberty on its own, like, and making his own decisions of his body. Like, you shouldn't be making a decision on your own child's body for him when he doesn't even have like the idea of consent. Like, the idea around this is that, like, oh, I'm doing it for the health of my child. No, you're not. Like, I bet you most of these kids probably didn't even want it. You're doing it and you're deciding it for your child. Like, he's not coming up to you. There's probably like a few cases where maybe like a child actually feels the wrong way, but that's probably like a handful compared to the amount of parents that indoctrinate and groom their kids into thinking that, this is what they want to do. Like, most of these parents, like, look at them. They're like part of the LGBT plus community, ABC thing with all that nonsense, and they want more brownie points, and so they'll be like, I'm going to make my child trans, he wants to be trans, let's turn him into this and that. And like, the thing is like, I never had a problem with the LGBT community. Like, I think that's a totally legit community. Like, lesbians, gay, bi, pansexuals, like, all that stuff is like completely normal, completely fine. Like, you know and even they themselves most of the time hate this part of the community, but they just wanted, like, you know um the freedom to marriage and equality and blah blah blah, and as soon as they got that, like, they were fine to be left alone. But like, anything that they added after that, to where you had all these crazy pronouns, like, LGB didn't need like their own pronouns, but like, as soon as we added all this other stuff where you needed pronouns like they, them, z, they, like, all this other shit, it's all mental illness. It's all like mental insanity and just ridiculous. Like, the fact that they say that they're doing this for the health of their child, so their child, doesn't hurt themselves, is ridiculous, because they're forcing these ideals on their children. They're not giving them the opportunity to choose. They're choosing for them.
After someone transitions, the suicide rate actually goes up. So the argument that a dead child or a trans child doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Well, there's significant studies that would say, like the Trevor Project will say that one
Which is
adult
proven
in a
that
trans
it's been
life
a
who
total
stands beside them
bullshit
significantly
project.
reduces the suicide.
I think like it's actually been.
likelihood.
I'll have
So,
to
I mean,
look
I
this
guess,
up before
like again,
I say
I'm not a
more. But I
scientist,
think
I'm
there
a
was
parent.
actually more negative things
So
about the
what I
Trevor
know
project,
about
like
science
that
is
it
that we
was
can
like
probably take science to
doing like
show
trafficking or
whatever
something.
we want to if we want to be biased to something.
These people don't actually give a shit about science. Whenever they quote studies, whenever they say, "Oh, well, this is
Matter
what's..."
of fact, let's see. I'll just double check the video um before I publish it to make sure nothing's crazy. Grok, let's see. Um, have there been any uh, controversies surrounding the Trevor project? Because I could have swore like it had some kind of negative connotations around it. Like, it's been caught that they're like using their money for. Has faced several kind of primary involving internal operation leadership, labor issues. Rapid growth called the organization expanded significantly, including current environment. This led to overly corporate practices, long wait times for crisis support, 30 minutes, high staff burnout, prices of volume or quantity. Um, Outsider, the board removed Paley and staff dissatisfaction and reportedly signed a letter criticizing management concerns his prior consulting work for Purdue Pharma linked to opioid crisis. Co-founder Peggy served as an intern, but she also faced internal criticism, labor disputes, union busting, financial, eternal right-wing criticism, and grooming accusations. Conservative figures and accounts have been accused the organization of grooming by allegedly encouraging youth to keep secrets from parents. Yeah, I think this is what I was talking about: promoting gender identity transition or performing without sufficient caution. This, yeah, okay, this is what I thought was ended. with critics arguing the origins of radical gender ideology or pseudoscience over article this have been covered in analysis like organization remains strong, charter, but internal hasn't gone for. Okay, so this is what I remember hearing is that like the people in the Trevor Project were like, trying to like groom kids into transitioning if they didn't want to, or like telling it to do it behind their parents' backs and things like that. So it like actually isn't the good organization that it like said it was. I just wanted to, before like I came out and said like there are bad things about the Trevor Project, I wanted to make sure that there were actually like some kind of controversies. May not be like as hardcore as the ones that I was thinking about, but like I'm also not doing like some super deep research into it. But yeah, I think this is the grooming thing was mainly what I was thinking about. Let's continue.
It's proven. They don't actually care about that. They think that you care about that. That's why they're saying it. These people are weird freaks that want to genetically change children. They should be put in a fucking prison. So really, you have to keep in mind that every time they try to make a play for rationality or scientific method or anything like that, they only do this in the process of trying to basically skinwalk your ideology against you to allow them to do whatever disgusting weird shit they're trying to do.
Yep. They want to steal your kids.
And I mean, it's to each parent's prerogative, right? Of how they decide, how they bring their kid in, how they talk with their kid, how they engage in informed consent and advocating for their child, with their child, of their child. And I mean, that's a really individual. It's each parent for what their priorities are and how they live in their lives and their families. I wouldn't say that it is an overarching, this is what must be done or not be done. But we need some healthcare in this country for our trans kids because currently
we don't.
Yeah,
trans kids is
it's
fake.
It's called a mental institution.
Exactly.
And you need to be in it with them too.
Exactly.
The kid and the parent needs to be in it.
Yes.
The kid needs to be in an institution so they can be rehabilitated from the abuse that they had to deal with from the parent.
100%.
And the parent needs to be in the mental institution because they wanted to mutilate a child.
Yep, and groom them and indoctrinate them.
It's actually really simple.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
I agree.
You know, you're looking at extensive wait lists to the point that they're like non-available, right?
Because it's
wouldn't
not
a good
real.
argument for that be because it's become such a social trend, like onset rapid gender dysphoria becoming?
No, I don't think so.
thing?
No, I don't think so.
No?
No.
Yeah, of course
Even though
not.
the numbers for trans children has skyrocketed in recent years.
No.
They just
So
deny,
why do you
deny,
think the
deny.
numbers have grown so significantly?
I would say probably things like more language available, more education.
More like,
You know, in the 80s,
more grooming,
there was,
more
how
indoctrinating.
many people in this field were queer and didn't have the language for it? And maybe it's like not too different to that, you know? And maybe there's a safety mechanism of people understanding that I can come out or I didn't come out because I didn't have the safety, I didn't have the household, there wasn't the space for me, or I didn't have the words.
But children as young as 8 and 10, they don't really have the capability to understand that language in the first place, so people understand them.
No,
I
they're
think
children.
I think they do know things. I think people.
She thinks that kids understand the nature of being gay and being trans. And
Of
they
course,
understand
because
the
she's the
political
one that's
ramifications of it,
indoctrinating them.
And they have like fucking three-dimensional reasoning of like why it would be more okay to come out as trans now versus before. Like, I'm sorry, but like if you're a parent and you have an 8-year-old kid and you think that your kid is trans and you're dressing them in the other gender's clothes and you're trying to get them on puberty blockers and
You're
stuff,
fucking retarded.
you need to have that kid taken away from you and you need to be brought up on charges for child abuse.
Yes.
This is an insane, disgusting thing. And the fact that we're allowing people to do this at all will be looked at historically as an evil.
Yes.
It is an evil that we are allowing.
Psychosis.
Like, we need to immediately shut these people down, and we need to do so in a way that is punitive. It's not enough
And we
to
need to
simply
do it
remove
quickly.
the problem. We have to punish the people who created it. It's
Yes.
grooming and it's sick. Yeah, these people,
It
they're
is
basically
grooming.
pedophiles.
And we're letting it happen.
Disparaging sometimes of children, and like, I mean, if we're running around and we've got like people giving baby grows to a little boy, being like, I'm whatever, and then on a little girl, their little thing is I'm so cute and kiss me and all this. I mean, it's the same, but in a different. It's dressed up differently, right?
Yeah,
You know?
well, I suppose so, but like if I had a son who was like 2 years old and I put him in.
The difference is that like they're actually a boy though, right? Because they're born a biological male.
Yep.
So like that's kind of like a pretty big difference though, right? Because like, you know, you're gonna get a boy clothes for boys because he's actually a boy. Like I feel like that's a pretty big like little fine point there.
These people are insane though.
Think saying I'm a girl, whatever. It wouldn't actually be a girl though.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
No? Oh.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that we emblazon and we live our lives surrounded in a heteronormative patriarchy. And so those social norms are projected on.
You know what the fact is? The fact that this stupid, retarded Karen is able to go out and talk about this proves that we're not living in a patriarchy. Because the patriarchy that I dream of would never allow a person like this to do this.
No, because it's disgusting
I
mutilation.
wish you were right. I do. I wish you were right. And back when you were actually right, the world was a better place.
It was.
To children,
The
without
90s
the
was
children
great,
having
man.
any consent to that anyway. And so, how is that not?
This is also, and this is another really big component to like what their ideology is that biological realities children can't consent to. So it implies that they can allow children to consent to other things because they can't consent to a biological reality such as puberty. It's a false equivalence that's created in order to open the door to allowing children to consent to sexual behavior.
It's disgusting.
That's what they're doing.
Never let my child get into any
How
of
is
this.
that okay? But a child who has the language to say,
If I
this is how
found
I'm
out any of
feeling
my
today,
teachers were teaching
is
any
how
of
I'm
this stuff in
feeling
the
tomorrow.
classroom, forget it.
Why don't
Yanking
they have
that
the
kid
language?
out of
if
there
our
so
job,
fast.
And is our job as parents
It's disgusting.
is to lead and inform
No,
and
it's to
educate
not groom
and
your
listen
fucking
to
kids,
our
you
kids.
weirdo.
If they're going to tell us something,
Which
certainly
they're
to
not.
my mind, from my job as a parent in my house,
They're not
this is
telling
the only
you that.
place that it matters to me. It's my job in my house
You're
to
just
listen
grooming
to my
them
child,
into it.
and it's another parent's
Well,
job.
why don't you just give them infinite candy? Why not, like, whenever your kid says, I don't want to exercise, I just want to sit all day and watch TV and sit on the iPad and eat gummy worms for every single meal, why aren't you giving him gummy worms? Why are you telling them that he has to go to bed at a certain time? So why is it that, for example, a child can't make a decision on what they want to eat on a day-to-day basis? They can't make a decision on when they need to go to sleep on a day-to-day basis.
But
they
yet
can't
they
make
can
a
choose their
decision
gender.
on,
Yeah, this
you know,
is so
like what
true.
they're going to wear to school, but they can make a decision on their gender. How does
Yeah.
that make any sense? There's
And
no
how is this
reasoning
for
to
their
this at all.
benefit?
Why would you default to an 8-year-old's judgment or viewpoints on something as important as their gender?
Yeah. I agree
It
with
doesn't
this.
make any sense.
I couldn't have said it better myself. How are you going to use the excuse that you're going to listen to your child for the betterment of their life when it has to do with the complexity of like sexuality and gender? An 8-year-old, like even still a 13-year-old, how does someone that age even understand any of that? But then again, you're going to say that, you know, your child doesn't know better when he should, what he should eat for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, when he should go to bed, when he should study. So your child's not old enough to be left to his own devices in terms of those things, because those are too life changing for him to have control over. But you think that you need to listen to them over gender. And it's complete bullshit because they're essentially caught because they know that this is more important than anything, but they're using their excuse that it's for the kids, that they need to listen to the kids, and that, this is for my kids' well-being. It's not. It's they're deciding, like, it's for my well-being. The parent is saying that this makes me feel good, that I can have a social trophy of a trans child. It makes me feel good. I feel like I'm doing a good thing for the community, for my child, by grooming and indoctrinating them. And it's for their cause, even though the child didn't say anything about this. This is like the biggest bullshit lie that I've ever heard. You can't be deciding something like this for your child. It affects their child for their entire life. Like if you let a child eat candy and stuff for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, like sure, it may affect like their weight and their health and stuff, but that's something that you could at least relatively turn around and fix. You know, you can get back in better shape, you know, you could fix your teeth and everything like that, but when you turn from a woman to a man or a man into a woman, that's something that affects you physically for your entire life, and you're on hormones and medicines and pills and like body mutilation. How can you say that you're doing this for the well-being of your child when you're affecting your child for its whole life and it can't even decide those things on its own? That's complete bullshit.
In their house to listen
People
to their
are
child.
lunatics.
And as I say to my kid, our rules are our rules. Their rules are their rules. Just because they do something doesn't mean that we're going to do it or you're going to be allowed what your friends are doing, right?
But you're
Also,
making
you
it
can
up
do
for
whatever
them.
you want. So I have my own rules, and one of them is you can change your gender.
Yeah, what the
Fair
fuck
enough,
is
but
that?
would you let a child get a tattoo?
Well, no child is
There's
allowed to
another
get a
one.
tattoo until they're 16.
So it should be the same fucking thing. So how can you let a child determine its own gender? If a child can't get a tattoo until he's like 16 to 18,
These people need to be oppressed.
they really do. So how do you think it's okay that you could change your gender at 8 years old?
They're saying we need to be put in a
fucking box.
institution,
Yes.
in a jail,
Lock them
in
the fuck
something.
away. It's fucking ridiculous.
Or 18.
Oh my
So they need consent already. That's already looked after.
There you
Why
go.
Is that because it's a lifelong decision?
Well,
Just
it's
a gender. See, she
probably
doesn't know what the
health
fuck to do.
safety, There's consent.
She
There's
doesn't know what to
informed
say
consent
because it's the
there.
same fucking thing.
You know, we're not talking. I mean, I know you're going to try and hone in on the puberty blockers piece, right? Social transition is the first part of this, right? Do you know what that is? Social
I
transition?
do. The cast review also
Yeah,
found
that's when all of the adults in your life try to groom you into being a girl whenever you're
Yep.
not a girl. That's what a social transition is.
Yep.
If you're socially transitioning somebody in a public school,
You're grooming
I
them
think that you should
into
have your
being something.
education license taken away.
Yep.
And any of the administrators that were aware of it or enabled it should all be brought up inside of grooming charges,
Yep.
federal grooming charges.
And never to be allowed near another child
Because
again.
again, guys, it's not enough for them to lose their job. You have to destroy their life.
Yes, because they'll just get
You
another
have
job
to
and do it
completely
again.
and absolutely destroy their life. And only then will they start listening. And maybe that might not even be enough. You might have to go around after the people around them in order to create a culture of fear to make other people enforce this on each other.
Cannot
And I'm
wait.
not above that.
Please do.
that socially transitioned child
I think we should
in
do
most
that.
cases would lead to that child going on puberty blockers or hormones later in life.
Some kids, yeah. Not all kids.
It's found that the majority of kids that were socially transitioned.
I mean, maybe that's right for them, right? And like that.
Maybe that's right for them.
Who is that for you
It's
to
a slow,
decide?
gentle process. Like a kid doesn't come in.
You know what else is a slow, gentle process? Grooming.
Mm.
Grooming is this. Isn't it crazy how you could have this? You could literally just change the vocabulary. You could change one word, and this person would be advocating for themselves going to jail. It's a simple process. It's a slow process getting a kid to believe they're another gender. Oh my God. 100% if you have the ability to screw with a child's mental capacity at all, to prove a point or conduct some kind of social experiment, something's wrong with you, something is wrong with you. There is something fundamentally wrong with these people. There are.
Yeah, they're mentally
This
ill.
isn't going to happen because the politicians don't care about common people enough to make it happen. I really think that a person who's willing to go after these people and like really actually like seriously go after them, I think that they would get a huge amount of public support. I think they would.
I would back them
Crazy
100%.
amount of public support.
I'm
The
tired of
moment
these
that they just came
psychos.
out and they said, these people are dangerous, deranged, pedophile freaks,
Yes.
and we're going to treat them that way, which
Yes.
means destroying every aspect of their life systematically, and then throwing the book at them and putting them in institutions and removing all of their rights.
Instant
The
vote.
moment that you have a person come out and say that, I think that they are going to have a insane amount of support.
Instant vote.
I think people are tired of these weird freaks running around trying to run society.
I absolutely am.
I think they're completely tired of it. I know I'm tired of it. I don't think I'm the only one.
No,
I think
you
there's
are
a lot
not.
of people that they see some weird fucking, I don't even know what this is, this person
Psycho woman.
going around advocating for this stuff, like molesting children, trying to groom them into being another gender, trying to have adults that aren't even the parents doing it as well.
It's ridiculous.
I think that the moment that
Teachers
you actually take
and
a firm stance
other
against
people
these
in
people,
charge trying to
you make it
decide what's
not
right for my
justice,
child.
but
The
punishment.
Fuck out of here.
Punishment and retribution. Because that's what they deserve.
Absolutely deserve it.
It is.
These people are fucking sick.
8 and go.
Do you have an issue with trans adults? No.
No.
No, I don't have an issue with trans adults at all.
Because they're...
I don't think that you can... Yeah, I don't think a trans woman is a woman. I think they're a trans woman.
I don't necessarily have a problem. I think I have like a general same idea as Asmon. I don't have a problem if someone decided that they want to be the other gender on their own because they're of age to, you know, consent and approve that. They know this is what they want to do. They have autonomy of their own body. So if they want to do that, they can do that, you know. There's no problem. They're not getting groomed or forced into it. However, I do think that the transgender movement in of itself is a mental illness. I think that no matter what age, especially if you're an adult, if you think that you want to be of the other gender, that it's fine if you do it, but you're actually mentally ill. Like I don't think that that's something that you can decide to do if you're not mentally ill. Like I was saying earlier, I think it's very similar to having body dysmorphia. I think it's something wrong in your brain that makes you think you are a gender that you're not, just like with body dysmorphia, you think that your body is a different size. It's a size that it's not. It's the same idea. So I think that anyone, whether or not it's okay, like it's okay if you want to do that as an adult, but I still think that that's a mental illness. Like I think that you're not okay in the head if you think that you want to be a different gender. So whether or not it's okay because of your age, I still think that there's a mental element to it. And because of that, I don't think that a transgender woman is a biological woman. Like, you were a man, you turned into a woman. So you're essentially a man in a dress. You can never be a biological woman. You may look exactly like a woman, but you weren't born a woman, so you're not a biological woman. And therefore, I think that you essentially have a mental disorder that make you think you're a woman. So you're not a woman because you're just delusional into thinking you are. And the same thing with like if you're a woman that's turning into a man, you're not a biological man. You're a woman who's mentally ill and delusioned into thinking that you're a man, and you may look like a man, but you're not a biological male. I'm sorry. And if you are a straight person and you only want to date biological women, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. And I think it's actually, it should be against the law if you're a trans woman that's not telling a straight man that you're trans and tricking them into being with you. Because I know me, for myself, I would never want to be with a trans woman. I only want to be with a biological woman. So I think it's actually wrong if you try to lie.
But I don't have an issue with a person transitioning as an adult. That's my perspective on it, right? I'm not going to tell you that, like, I'm not going to say that, like, you're not allowed to not say that. That's just my opinion.
I want to go puberty blockers. A kid might come in at 8 and go...
Exactly, they'd be led down that path by an adult.
No, they're not
Yes.
led down any path by
Yes,
any
they are.
adult. An adult might listen to them and
No,
say,
that's bullshit.
"Ooh, let's think about this. What feels right? What isn't right?"
The
How does
adult
that
is
look for you?
grooming their child
I'm
and
gonna have to
putting
go
the
because
idea
How is
in
that
their head.
any different than grooming?
It's not.
That's the
It's
exact
grooming.
same thing as grooming.
You're putting the idea
one
in
for
your
one.
child's head and
We're up
forcing
on
them
stage
into
now.
believing
So
it.
thank you very much for your time. Cheers, thanks very much.
Cheers.
Yeah, take it easy.
Oh my god. So we stopped filming. My cameraman was chased out of the park with a man wearing "Daddies for Trans" t-shirt. I was threatened with legal action. Told my career would be ruined if I released the footage, and a group of people would not let us leave. This is also another reason why you need to go after these people, is because they'll go after you.
They're violent
At the time, I
psychopaths.
agreed to not publish it because the situation had become increasingly confrontational and I didn't think it would be worth it. I've changed my mind. If journalists are willing to interview people that they agree with, they also should be willing to ask difficult questions about the people that they disagree with. You hear claims about the CAS review, the most comprehensive independent study of the pediatric gender medicine date. It's been debunked. You also hear Ison presented as a model for children's gender care. These people deserve scrutiny. Yes, exactly. I think it's true.
Hi, I'm
And
Sandy.
so-
My pronouns are she, her.
Because when people think of grooming, they're thinking of a creep trying to flirt with an underage girl. They don't know the actual definition of a word. Well, whenever there's a creep trying to flirt with an underage girl, it's fundamentally an adult trying to coerce a child into sexual behavior or into some sort of sexual activity. This is the same thing. This is an adult trying to coerce and trying to lead a child to a conclusion, a sexual decision that they don't fully understand.
Yep.
How do we know that they don't fully understand it? Because they're 8 years old.
Yeah, no
That's
kid
how you
understands
tell.
that.
They're pedos. The people that are targeting 8-year-olds with this absolutely are.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Of
People
course,
should be locked
adults
up.
hold significant influence over children. Yeah, definitely. It's called grooming. Age of consent depends, but I do fully agree with you. Age of consent does depend, but I'm not talking about 16 to 18,
No.
okay? I'm talking about 8.
Yeah.
8 is a very different conversation than 17, okay?
Yep.
Like, I
Or
think
even
that we all
13.
know that. And obviously, like, 20 years old is that's your own decision. You're not being groomed at that
No,
point,
you're an
right? Unless
adult.
it's some kind of like weird fucking government thing, like, you know, like MK Ultra or something, right? The problem is that you allow or okay with adult people being trans. You have to be okay with trans kids because it's the adults that make the kids trans. Well,
Not necessarily.
how about so you think that it's the adults that make the kids trans? I think
That
that there
for
are people
sure.
out there. So this is my opinion, right?
I think
I
most
think
of them
that there
are being
people out there who
indoctrined.
genuinely believe that they're the opposite gender.
Yeah.
I think that if you just kind of do some thinking about like what really is the scope of human psychology, right? People think all kinds of crazy things. There's people that are schizophrenic, people that think they talk to ghosts, etc.
Yep.
Is it really outside of the ordinary to expect that a person thinks they're another gender?
No.
I don't really think that that's too outrageous to believe.
But it is a mental
So
illness.
really, and again, like you could say that you shouldn't enable it. You can say that I don't agree with it. You can do any of that stuff. But I don't think that it necessarily means that trans adults are trying to talk to kids about being trans. And I don't think that
I
they
do.
should do that. And to the extent that they do that, that means that I think they should be put in jail.
Yes.
So in any of the instances where you are accurate, our solution to this problem is probably the same. I just don't think that it's a 100% ratio. That's all.
Yeah, I think what
Too
he's
much risk is society. Probably 85% the parent encouraging their kids. Well, it's women. It's mothers encouraging their kids
I
to
think
be
what
trans
he's saying
so
is
they
like
can
there
use them
are
as social-
generally
what they wanna-
some
I think
people
that's it.
that
They can say
probably
what they
get
wanna
there on
say,
their own.
even if they're
Uh-oh. Oh, this is... Uh-oh.
This is
Man.
exactly what I was talking about.
This
That
is...
kid with
he's
the blue
trying
hair.
to pick a side with this. Oh, God.
I'll have a vanilla latte, please.
I think this is the AI video that
No.
like went crazy with it. But this is
No.
the person that I was talking about. This is how trans people generally are.
I'll have a vanilla latte, please.
Violent,
this guy
psychotic.
wants a vanilla latte.
I'm not a guy. My pronouns are she, her.
I'm sorry. She wants a vanilla latte.
Hey, did he want this iced or hot?
She! I am a she!
Yep.
Shit, I am so sorry, dude.
Fucking psychopath.
Man, ma'am.
She!
What are you doing? Are you crazy?
I'm sorry, I can't help it. He looks like a dude.
Leave, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you don't stop, this guy's gonna shoot up our shop.
Sorry again, enjoy your coffee.
Please come again. Have a good day, sir. Oh, shit.
this is what they do.
Jesus Christ.
They're out of their minds. That's actually
People
really
are really
funny,
having
though.
fun with this character, huh? I wonder if this character is going to enter the AI cinematic universe.
Because they're fucking nuts,
I wonder if they will. Because it's been, people really like this a lot. They do. And act exactly like that, I guess so.
That's
and
how
it's just fucking ridiculous.
that's how most of them act.
That's the way that people are.
All right, guys, that is the video. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm just gonna back up here a little bit. All right. Yeah, thank you all for tuning into the video. That's my take on it. Please make sure to like, subscribe, follow, help out the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will probably be uploading this in the next couple days, and I will be doing another video next weekend. Thank you all for tuning in. Gunpla Gamer here. Have a good weekend, guys.